All right, Dan, thank you. A Dallas woman is one of nearly 24 across the country alleging sexual assault by Uber drivers. Those women are joining together in one lawsuit against the rideshare company. They say Uber has not done enough to protect passengers from predators. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in studio now. Sean.
One of those is a Dallas case. There have been many individual sex assault lawsuits against the company over the years. This is different. 22 women in 11 states, their attorneys bringing them before one federal judge in what's called a multi-district litigation.
First and foremost, we want change to occur on the system.
Houston attorney Bret Stanley leading a national committee of lawyers bringing what's called a multi-district litigation sex assault lawsuit against Uber.
Multi-district litigation is everybody maintains their own individual case, and they are shepherded to one federal judge somewhere in America.
22 cases in 11 states being funneled through one federal judge in San Francisco.
One benefit to the plaintiffs of having this all come together in a multi-district case as it has is that is sometimes a first step down a road towards a mass settlement of a lot of claims.
Among those, a Dallas woman who in 2021 fell asleep in the back of an Uber and allegedly awoke to being fondled by the driver.
Obviously, this was a very traumatic event for her. She's still dealing with these issues. She's working through the problems and the fear that she has, entering other vehicles, being around public people, going through some of the shame she feels, even though she shouldn't, of going to sleep in the back of the vehicle. And one of the things we're trying to do is to make sure that these rideshare companies, especially Uber, removes drivers once they know that this person is a problem in the vehicle.
David Cole says Uber, as part of its defense, will point to the accused drivers, claiming they are not our employees, but freelance, independent contract workers.
And one of its arguments is going to be, whatever we did as a company, there's another issue here entirely, which is the driver made the decision to violate the law and commit these terrible acts, and they bear varying degrees of responsibility depending on the facts and what the state law may be. In some cases, all of the blame could fairly be assigned to them.
As it pertains to rideshare litigation, this is the first MDL, multi-district litigation, that's been created against rideshare companies in the gig economy.
Litigation that could draw new legal guidelines for the growing gig economy.
And this kind of case is really going to put that under the microscope and force people to come up with some pretty clear standards.
And the plaintiff's attorneys expect more people will step out of the shadows with claims now that this multi-district litigation is going forward. Back to